Welcome to my channel to everyone who's new here and of course to those of you who are back again. Great to have you here. In this video we will take a look together at possible scenarios for XRP, Dogecoin, Solana and Cardano. Things remain exciting, so make sure to watch until the end. And I think also exciting is the crypto exchange mexc, because it has a similar trading volume to Bitget, OKX and Bybit, but as you can see the taker fees are far much less than on the other top crypto exchanges, and on top of those low taker fees you can get an additional 20% discount with my referral link, which you can find in the video description. And 100 pairs are tradable without any fees just on mexc, and here you can see popular altcoins which change always. So what about XRP? A few days back we have said XRP is looking short, and it was also short. The altcoins in general looked short, but Bitcoin was the only coin which was bullish, which also got the breakout and the retest on the bullish side. XRP got its breakout retest on the bearish side. Also here another retest. So what did we do? We went into a short position in the retest here. And we have said we have here a white trend line. If it breaks to the upside, it was at this time where we took the video, $2.17, we have here our stop loss. But since the white trend line is going downwards, we can take that stop loss over the time and we lower the amount of the price. So basically stop loss was set at $2.17.5 and it got, my short position got stopped out. Not a big deal, happens. Then we have said, okay, it's not a big deal because we still have this panel which is going upwards, and those kind of panels usually breaks to the downside, which is bearish. We have also said here is a rectangle. This was the only tradable setup for me at the moment. We got the breakout, the retest, then it was long to me into the top here. So basically take profit, it was a profitable trade. Afterwards we broke the bear flag or the panel to the upside. So I can basically take this one out. This is invalid, the target here as well. And the $2.47 also broke to the upside. So even though the other coins are looking bearish to me, some also did the break to the downside. XRP, 50-50 I would say, because we are still forming, in my view, a bull flag. It's in consolidation. If that breaks to the upside, then we can expect another high into the area, even up to $2.75. I will put you here a price mark because you can see here a fair value gap which even reaches up to $2.80 and starts from $2.71. So this is going to get very interesting for XRP. The breakout point at the moment is the $2.61, but also that bull flag, it looks very good to me. I actually don't want to change it, but it might be even possible that we have to change it into a sharper one. Like this, for example. I actually don't like it, but this might be also possible, but I will still keep my bull flag like this. So I can expect higher prices for XRP. If we break the $2.47 to the downside again, then it would be negative, and we can drop here back to $2.36, which is to support on a bigger time frame. This is going to get very interesting for XRP. So what about Dogecoin? Dogecoin currently, I think this here is a double top pattern. I don't count this wick here because this wick even didn't close over resistance. So I can take this one out and I count this as a double top pattern. If we break it to the downside, which is currently the 22.265 cents, but for sure this trend line is a bit going upwards, so if we break it to the downside on a later time, then the price is going to move, but still this trend line is not sharp, so the price is not going to change actually that much. But if we break to the downside, the target of that double top pattern, and this is a less bearish target, 19.3 cents, I personally think that the area between 19.95 cents to 20.7 cents is going to get far more interesting for a take profit area, because I think it might be possible that we see another top, because I think Bitcoin has more potential to the upside, Ethereum as well, and those coins, XRP for sure as well. Those coins are going to get Dogecoin pushed, and it might be possible that we take out the stop losses in that area and get one more high before we then sell off a bit lower than expected. Like, not expected, but as most people expect. So this is my game plan for Dogecoin. I'm very careful with long positions at the moment. It would change if we break the, let's make it to 25 cents. Perfect. 25 cents. If they break to the upside, sustainable, but here I would use the 4-hour chart, because we have here a trend line with several touch points. This is a trend line on the 4-hour chart. So I also want to see a 4-hour candle close over it. Then it would belong to me with a nice push to the upside, which can even be far more bullish than maybe some people expect. Or it can just be one more high before we then sell off. We have to track that. What are going to get our targets? Maybe we form some bullish patterns where we can measure our target for Dogecoin. So what about Solana? Solana isn't looking good. We have here in blue a rising wedge. It already broke to the downside. I don't like that rising wedge, because I think it just has a few touch points. It is very sharp. So basically I would go for the double top pattern. This one here. So if we break it to the downside and it looks close to me, the 169.86 US dollar, then the target of that double top pattern is going to be the 158.6 US dollar. The target of the rising wedge is the 155 US dollar, but we have seen in the past here a top at 156 US dollar and 98 cents. So this price mark here, I think that's also the middle area between those two targets. So basically here is a nice take profit area in my view for Solana. But still, taking profits a bit more early is always better. After that we have to see if we lose that support as well, then it might be possible that we have started a bigger move for a pullback, which can even reach 136 US dollar before we then push to the upside. So what about Cardano? I don't like the setup of Cardano. I have here in blue a rising wedge which is very sharp, and I don't trade it. This trend line is not tradable for me, but it's just to symbolize the chart pattern, the possible chart pattern with its possible target. I think I don't see chart patterns at the moment. We can also say here, we have here a support, and we can count this as a double top pattern, and we can take out the top here, take this one out. This can work. But since this push to the upside was strong in my view, and also was a few hours back, I don't know. We can still try it, but I would wait for the 77.25 cents, which I think is more interesting, because we got here rejected, we got here support. And I have to go into the 4-hour chart, because here, as you can see, we got rejected. We got rejected here as well. And from this side, we got support. So this is going to get interesting, the 77.25 cents. If we break that to the downside, then we have another support at 75.8 cents, which are the highs here connected to each other. If we break this to the downside, then we can get into our support box, which was in the past our resistance box, but now it's support box. You can see it here as well. We pushed here to the upside, we used that box as support and pushed even higher. That's why I don't like to short Cardano at the moment, because we got so many supports, and shorting into a support area, well, we short into a support area for sure, but those supports are very close to each other. So basically opening a short trade is always going to be near a support area, and that support trend line can always get us a bounce to the upside with a new high. And where do I want to, with this structure at the moment, if we break this to the downside now, where should I put my stop loss? Over the stop here, or somewhere in the fair value gap, which should get closed anyway. So the whole setup of Cardano is not looking good to me to trade. For a short trade, I have to wait for other chart patterns. I don't see any ones. I still see the bearish ones. We have to wait. Maybe we are going to form over the time a nice falling wedge, like this for example, and then we break it to the upside and can get happy about higher prices for Cardano. I don't think that the target of the rising wedge is going to get hit. I will still keep it on the chart. 65.5 cents is unrealistic to me at the moment, yeah, for sure. If we break to the downside and we form different chart patterns, which are showing us we are going to get even lower and lower, then it should have worked, but I doubt it. I think the area between 72.6 cents to 73.3 cents is going to get interesting, and here I will also put you 2 price marks to mark that area. Here I expect a local low for Cardano, and afterwards a push to the upside. But for sure, let's see what Cardano is going to do. So thank you for watching, and see you in the next altcoin update.